This is Whitechapel and this is a Muslim area, apparently, according to a local resident who had a confrontation with a policewoman on Thursday. Now, people say many things about this area. It has a large Muslim population. We've got quite a big mosque behind me. And the demographic change has been very interesting in the last 20 years. Let's talk to some local residents about what they think about the recent news and how they feel about living in this area. Those who contacted the police told us their actions were justified because, as they put it, this is a Muslim area.
And this is East London, this is Whitechapel, Bengali area also, Muslim area.
That claim raises questions about how people see the rules applying locally. So we went out to ask residents what they thought. Would you say this is a Muslim area?
More or less.
Is Whitechapel a Muslim area?
Well, apparently it is, but for them to even be proudly say this is a Muslim area, when Christians are trying to live there too, is totally unacceptable.
Yeah, definitely. It's Muslim area. Mainly Muslim people living around here.
It is a Muslim area.
Yeah?
Lots of Bengali people and Muslim people live around this area.
Excuse me, is Whitechapel a Bengali area?
Yeah, Bengali area,
Yeah?
Bengali, yeah.
Yeah? You don't think so?
No.
No?
And we just came here about half an hour back, so it's too early for us to comment.
Okay, fair enough.
And even if it is, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Because we come from India and multicultural.
You have some Islamic areas in India though.
We have too many. We have too many Islamic areas.
Whitechapel's an area, no?
Is it a Muslim area?
I say there's a high percentage of Muslims, but I wouldn't call it a Muslim area. It's an area for anyone.
I presumably yes, it's a nice Muslim area because there's a big mosque here and all the food are halal. That's the most important.
So at the weekend, just that way, there was a Christian preacher that obviously caused a lot of drama within the area. The police were called on the pretense that the Christian preacher had said things about Islam. Now, those who called the police officer were, I guess, under the misapprehension that it is an offence to say anything bad about Islam. But you can understand why, because just a couple of yards behind me is one of the biggest mosques in Western Europe with a capacity of 7,000 worshippers at a time. So we are really in the eye of the storm here in Whitechapel. Some residents are saying the police should be called if someone says something offensive about Muslims. But that raises a bigger question. Where does offence end and criminality begin? In the UK, blasphemy laws were scrapped years ago. The law covers threats and harassment, not simply hurt feelings. Critics argue that once you start policing offence, you risk creating different standards for different groups. And that's where the tension really lies. If people say things that are offensive to Muslims, should the police be called?
Yes, definitely. Why not? And then, it's religious things. So police will come and take it seriously.
So people should be arrested for saying anti-Muslim things?
It depends. It depends what they are saying, you understand. If they are saying bad things, police knows how it goes, so they will take it seriously.
Do you think it's right that the police were called the other day because, something offensive was said by the Christian preacher? Do you think it should be an offence to say things against Islam?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, look, I'm outspoken anyway. So one of these days, maybe even I get murdered because I said something I shouldn't have said. Sorry, that was a bit strong, maybe, but it's how I feel.
No. Do you fear for your safety in this area?
No, I do, yeah, especially as a woman. Yes. I'm not wearing a headscarf, as you can see. I'm not wearing one of those things here in front of my face and all this. This is already an anomaly that I can't walk about the way I want.
I think that if push comes to shove, I think protection is important. I think if a group is being attacked, then we do need to kind of think about protection mechanisms.
You have to right in democratic country, you have right to say anything. If not, it's discrimination or it's not it's some crime.
And do you think there's free speech? I mean, just over the weekend, the police were called over a Christian preacher. The Muslims were not very happy about that happening in their area. What would you say to that?
No comments.
Okay.
No comment at all. Because if you respect others, they will respect you.
Yeah.
That's it.
We were keen to speak to Muslim women in Whitechapel to get their perspective. Many declined, and in several cases, male relatives stepped in to answer on their behalf or just ended the conversation. There were also language barriers that made it difficult for some women to speak directly to us. It meant voices we were hoping to hear from weren't always able or willing to speak for themselves. Well, is Whitechapel a Muslim area? We certainly asked a lot of residents that. It seems like the reviews are mixed. Some people do feel like it is. Some people feel like integration has been successful here. As for me, I mean, I'm half Indian myself. I feel a little bit out of place here. I mean, we've tried to interview many different people. A lot of them, especially the women, not wanting to come forward and talk on camera. So demographic change in the United Kingdom is certainly happening. I'd be very interested to hear what the audience has to say about that.
Let's move on to this story. We obviously talked about this yesterday, the video that went viral that for many briefly restored faith in British policing. This showed a female Metropolitan Police officer standing literally on her own in Whitechapel, surrounded by a sizable crowd of angry Muslim men, she was calmly defending the right of a Christian street preacher. Let's have a listen to what happened.
I hear what you're saying. In this country, we have freedom of speech, the same way you guys have your freedom of speech. Now, you guys don't need to see eye to eye, and you don't need to agree, and you're all more than welcome to stand here and have conversations with them, but they're not being aggressive.
This is East London, this is Whitechapel, Bengali area also, Muslim area.
I understand that you guys don't want to hear it. I would recommend that you just move away and don't listen to him.
I mean, it's kind of the common sense of a 6-year-old, this. Samara Gill, our reporter, usually with breakfast, is still around. She works that hard. It's like 3:30 and you're still here.
I can't believe it. I mean, genuinely. Falling asleep, but only for you, Ian.
I know.
Only
this
for
is
you.
Brilliant. Like other presenters have said, Samara, come on. She's like, nope, sorry, too busy. For us, she came on, which was brilliant. You went down to Whitechapel yesterday.
Yeah, I did. And talk about face coverings. There was a lot of those around. I mean, it was a very interesting experience. I haven't spent a lot of time in that area. Myself, being Australian, I wasn't used to a community like that where integration has seemingly failed in some sort of way, which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing, but it's quite confronting when you see that there are full communities living their own way of life within the United Kingdom, and just down the street from here, really, a couple of kilometres. So, yeah, it was.
I used to live in that area, by the way. Just around the corner in Bow. So it's all part of Tower Hamlets. And my sister came up to see me, and this is absolutely true. And this, again, there's nothing to do with whether it's good or bad. That isn't the issue. The fact is, I think she thought I'd laid on a group of actors to go, hey, look, it's East London. Because she's thinking she was going to see something from EastEnders, There's going to be Barbara Windsor there pulling a pint in a pub or something. So, yes, if you haven't seen another culture existing within a culture, that is quite interesting. It's quite a moment when you think, literally wherever I look, it is a different culture. It's not a pejorative, it's not a criticism, but it absolutely is different.
Well, they've really siloed themselves off, and I think British culture is something that should be embraced when you come here as an immigrant. It's something that is, something to absolutely be proud of. And unfortunately, the key issue here is that within that video that you just showed, the police were called because the preacher had said something about Muhammad. Now, I'm not saying go out and say bad things about Muhammad. No one should be doing that. I completely, don't endorse that type of behaviour. But what was said to that policewoman is, this is a Muslim area and this type of stuff should not be tolerated. And last time I checked, we don't have blasphemy laws. It's completely legal to say whatever you want about any sort of religion. So I took to the streets. I asked quite a few people what they thought, and I got an interesting response from this man who said that it is in fact a Muslim area.
It is a Muslim area.
Yeah?
Lots of Bengali people and Muslim people live around this area.
If people say things that are offensive to Muslims, should the police be called?
Yes, definitely. Why not? And then, it's religious things, so police will come and take it.
So people should be arrested for saying anti-Muslim things?
It depends. It depends what they are saying, you understand. If they are saying bad things, police knows how it goes, so they will take it seriously. Maybe the person is arrested. Maybe they will give him a chance for not saying nothing.
Wow. I recognise that's just outside Whitechapel Tube Station, isn't it? And you know that because it's written in Arabic on the side.
Yes, yeah, it is, which just shows you what their version of integration is over there, which is almost pandering to those who have come here instead of them actually assimilating into the community. And, you know, I've said before, you know, my dad's Indian. I've got no issue with that. But I speak even from my perspective, it's really important to embrace the culture that you're coming into, because that's when we start to have community tensions and community cohesion, when these people fully believe that laws like protecting Muslims over others should exist. I mean, that guy there on the street clearly doesn't understand the laws of the country that he's living in right now.
It's so weird, isn't it? One of the accusations was that somebody called the prophet a donkey or something like that.
Yes.
The preacher did.
Not illegal.
Yeah, this is out of a Monty Python sketch, you know. Did you say Jehovah? You called him a donkey? It's like, who cares whether you called anybody a flipping donkey, for goodness sake?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Well, exactly. And they come, obviously, from countries where, yes, maybe calling Muhammad a donkey, which, again, by the way, don't endorse that, but it's not illegal here.
It might be impolite.
No, it's impolite. But when was being offensive an offence? Apparently in this country, it is now. And according to many in Whitechapel, it should not be tolerated. And that guy wanted to see people locked up for saying bad things about Muhammad, and I do really worry that we might be going down a slippery slope as a country. I mean, I had this other woman who I spoke to, I think we've got the clip, and she was fearing for her safety because of some of these more hardline approaches. Is Whitechapel a Muslim area?
Well, apparently it is, but for them to even be proudly say this is a Muslim area, when Christians are trying to live there too, is totally unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. It's outrageous. If a Christian said that about the Muslims, there would be all hell would break loose. But they're allowed to say what they like.
Has immigration worked? Has mass migration worked? I mean, this place has changed a lot over the past 25 years or so.
The answer is no, and everybody knows that who lives in an area, especially an area like this. I used to live in Essex. This is where my children grew up. Totally different environment, but even that has changed now. Everything's changed.
Do you fear for your safety in this area?
Oh, I do, yeah, especially as a woman, yes. I'm not wearing a headscarf, as you can see. I'm not wearing one of those things here in front of my face and all this. This is already an anomaly that I can't walk about the way I want.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective from a local resident. You know, she's obviously lived there for quite some time and she's witnessed it change. I mean, you know, that's up to her whether she feels safe or not. It's not my prerogative to tell her so. But it was very, very interesting to see that divide between the communities. I can understand where she's coming from. I think, you know, that we're in a globalized world. Things are going to change. But the question is, are these people on Team Britain or not? I know from my perspective, living in Australia, with our small levels of migration, it's much easier to make sure that people are, you know, on Team Australia and they want to integrate into society and they want to do the best for the country. Unfortunately, because of these massive levels just over the past 5 or so years, it's very hard to control that. And it's hard for both parties. It's hard for those coming into the country because they're naturally going into these areas and being almost taken in by them and siloed off, and it's not fair for the local residents. So it's a very tense situation over there at the moment.
It's interesting she moved from Essex to Whitechapel, because most people move from Whitechapel to Essex, so I don't quite know what happened there. We're going to keep our eye on this story. Of course, there may be more to come. Samara, thank you. Good to see you, Samara Gill.
Thank you for watching. I hope you had everything and you really enjoyed this video. What is your thoughts? Drop your thoughts in the comment section so that others will learn. See you in the next one, and bye.